this New York Times article, The Ridiculous Cost of Higher Education. It's costing students in 1 year what it cost their parents in 4 years to get a degree. Here's the trick. That article on June 1st was 1875. New York Times. When these guys' parents were bribing their way to USC. The good news is, companies like yours are helping students finish their degree for less with tuition assistance. The bad news is, a lot of your tuition assistance programs are stale, like Ricky's sofa there, right? What we're going to learn today are 3 very specific ways that we can help you Febreze your tuition assistance program. So, number 1, this is what most tuition assistance programs look like. You pay an equal amount for every year the person's in school. We're going to pay $1,200 a year up to $5,000. What if you took a different approach? Instead of that flat graph, what if we did a stair-step approach and paid a little bit in the beginning, and a little more the next year or the next quarter, and a little more and a little more? By driving the incentive to completion, we're not paying them to go back to school, we're paying for them to get a degree or a certificate or to accomplish. So tip number 1, incent what you expect. Number 2, we're going to pretend we're a manager at a place whose customer service is so good we will gladly overpay for chicken by 400%. Not talking about Chick-fil-A, talking about the other Florida institution, Publix. We all love Publix. So let's pretend we have a manager who comes to us and says, I want to finish my degree. I want to finish what I never did back when I was in school. I want to get a business degree. And you got the typical classes. Principles of marketing, management, finance, operations. Those are all really nice. But do they set you apart? Here's the thing. When you sound like everyone else or look like everyone else, it doesn't differentiate you. So it's nice when the lobby of your dentist's office keeps you at peace. But if you want to stand out, you want to do something different. So let's think about a degree for a place like Publix. How about a degree that's a BS in consumer sciences? All about customers. You got classes like consumer protection, consumer conflict resolution. When someone cuts in line at the deli counter, you can actually learn how to deal with that. And then my own personal favorite, emotional intelligence and psychology and money. Those buy one, get one free specials at Publix, they don't come up with themselves. You've got to learn how to manipulate people into overpaying for 2 bottles of ketchup. So tip number 2, instead of looking and feeling and sounding like everyone else, even though you can be very confident, align degrees with your organization so you can be unique, stand out from the crowd, and make a real impact for Publix and anyone else. Number 3, think about this class. A lot of us were in that. The reality is, for adults going back to school, this won't work. They don't want to sit in a class with 400 people to learn English 102. So there are some very real ways you can help them save a lot of time and a lot of money in their degree. Things like CLEP, competency-based education, alternative credits. It can save them tremendous amounts of money and time if you know about them and can help them learn about them. Now, we may not want this experience as an adult and go hang out in the sorority house. So we may be looking for things like online education or certificates and other aspects. But those can save real dollars when you educate them. Real example. 2 employees at Publix, same degree, that BS in consumer sciences. One paid 45 grand, the other had a few club tests and some transfer credits, $28,000. That's a huge savings, so much so, the Department of Education has a very simple formula for figuring out your student loan payments, but I'll break it down for you. That's $175 a month of student loan payment difference. What is that in real terms for you and me? That's like a week's worth of lunch at Chick-fil-A. And I can tell you that is the pure definition of return on investment. So if your tuition assistance program is about bureaucracy and forms and turning in grades and submitting information and not about assistance, rethink, help them save time, help them save money, and you'll get a better outcome for everyone involved. Thank you very much.